All right, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. All right, first off, I want to say Shalom to the ones that push this word out in truth and in sincerity, which are the apostles and elders on down to the brothers. Right, and Shalom to the ones that endure this faith until the very end, until the time of Jacob's troubles, which are again the apostles and elders on down to the brothers and a few sisters. All right, so Shalom. I want to do this quick video on a post that the brothers in Germany, I can't find the post anymore, but they sent out. It pretty much it was posted by GMS South Holland, right? Pretty much in Germany, they're issuing like new citizens, and those brothers are in Germany, right? Now in Germany, they're issuing that new citizens pledge allegiance to Israel, right? Because of it's a new law too, so that's enforced. So pretty much the same thing that's going on here, right? A 5-year-old having to pledge allegiance to a flag, man. Where and who in your right mind did you think, like, where did you think that was a good idea, right? What do you think that's righteous? You're pledging allegiance to a flag that we've been brought into slavery at 5 years old. Don't know nothing about it. And just in general, you're a 5-year-old. You don't know anything about it. But now because of the wars going on, and that's why I put a comment, man. This is most likely going to spread throughout the earth, right? Wars everywhere, right? It's going to be World War III. Wars all over the place. And now you got to pledge allegiance to all the other countries, right? There's a war here. They probably going to have everybody pledge allegiance to America even more, right? Mandatory. So now new citizens in Germany, they got to pledge allegiance to Israel. So I want to get the scripture. This is Isaiah 10:1. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed." Right? So it said, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees." Now this was going into, Jake, right? Jake was making laws, right? They started adding on to the laws. And not only that, but they was unrighteous and unfair. Right? Especially the scribes. You had the wicked scribes and Pharisees. They was all about the law, the law, the law. Right? When it came to doing something righteousness, you did something righteous, they was like, well, no, you're not supposed to do that because it's against the law. Everything was the law. And it got so bad until the point that they started adding on to the law. But the same thing is happening today, right? Meaning with these other camps. And the same thing is going on with this man that runs the society. He adds and makes more laws in his own wicked society. Right? The laws here are bad enough, although some of the laws do make sense. But a lot of them, he breaks. He breaks his own laws, or he just makes more and more unfair laws. And that's part of our punishment. That's part of our hell. Right? So I got it in the NIV version. It's Isaiah 10:1. It says, "Woe to those who make unjust laws, to those who issue oppressive decrees." Right? So a decree is pretty much a law or a policy, right? A commandment, right? Something that is sent out. It says, "To deprive the poor of their rights and withhold justice from the oppressed of my people." So this is what this man is doing. He deprived the poor of their rights, right? Why is there a lot of homeless people if you got so many buildings in the society? You got so much money, right? But you got a bunch of vacant houses that's not even a house, it's a building now. Why don't they do anything with that? Why is that not considered a hate group? That's pretty much littering. right? You got these buildings just sitting there collecting dust and moss, and you don't do anything about it. You don't give it to the homeless. Why is that not considered hate? But yet you say the earth is overpopulated. If anything, leaving that there is littering. That's more than littering. That's worse than just throwing out your trash on the ground. But what we do, what we say is considered hate. Right? So you're oppressing the people. That's why, when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. But when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. It says, making widows their prey and robbing the fatherless, what will you do on the day of reckoning? When disaster comes from afar, to whom will you run for help? Where will you leave your riches? Right? So what are y'all going to do? Because once y'all notice that your society starts crumbling, y'all just going to run. That's why y'all put the movies out, Independence Day, War of the Worlds, y'all winning against the chariots of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. That's not the case. Right? Because y'all going to be in fear. Y'all already are in fear. That's why they're going to be coming down with great wrath. Right? Because he knows that his time is short. He's in fear. That's why you got the our riches stored up in the mountains somewhere. Because he knows once we come into power, he's done. So this is Habakkuk 2 and 5. I'm gonna read it in KJV first. It says, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Right? So he transgresseth by wine and is a proud man, meaning, he's drowned up in all these philosophies. He creates them. Right? He enforced it on us. He's proud. Right? He is transgressed. He's pretty much caught up in all his riches. That's a high-minded state. That's to think about it, that's delusion. It says he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Right? So that's the main point. What he does, he cannot be satisfied whatsoever. So that includes mass consumption, right? Causing economic instability. And that also includes making these laws, which also causes that, right? It's a chain reaction. It's the domino effect, right? So he gathers unto him all nations and all people. And them making laws like that, where you got to pledge allegiance to Israel, is going to be all over. That's going to be most likely a mandatory law for everybody, right? That's part of him heaping unto him all people and gather from unto him all nations, right? So it's the NIV. It says, indeed, wine betrays him. He is arrogant. That's the word, arrogant. He's arrogant. That's arrogancy. And never at rest, because he is as greedy as the grave, like death is never satisfied. He gathers to himself all the nations and takes captive all the people. Right? So he literally takes people. Even in this translation, the standard version collects as his own all peoples. Right? So he takes people and names them as their own. That's why in this society you're called an American. Right? We're called African Americans, named after two Edomites. Right? You're classified. This isn't even our country. That's why we don't fight for this country. Now, if we was in our own land, right? If times were, back then, yes, Israel fought for their land, right? You did sign up for the military, right? Because we fought for our land. But fighting for this land, no. We was brought into slavery here. And not only that, but given new names, our heritage taken away from us, beaten out of us, given a social security number, birth certificate with all capitals in our names, pretty much showing that we're owned. We're property. We're just necessities. Right? And soon enough, the ultimate prophecy, which has to come to pass, is that rice grain in the right hand or their forehead, which ultimately completes that property exchange. Right? It's everything is built off of import export, right? Capitalism. Right? Capitalism is capitalizing off of all the people. That's why you got the government, right? The controlling of the minds. So, by the Lord's will, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, and Shalom.